Hello, this is Deirdre from deirdremwire.com, and I want to talk in this video about complaining. A good friend has asked me to make a video on the topic, so here goes. One of the very interesting discoveries that I have made recently about stress is that although I know that stress produces chemicals in our body, and I've long since known that the stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline, what I didn't realize until quite recently is that our bodies actually become addicted to those stress chemicals. So you might say, I would like to be happier, but actually, the way you find yourself always unhappy or always complaining, and you wonder, why are you doing it? Well, this is the science of why you're doing it. Because say you have a trauma in your life and you produce the stress chemicals because trauma requires fight or flight, and you produce cortisol and adrenaline. There's kind of like a flood of it in your body, and so the body has to do something with it. So it opens up receptors to receive it. So then the trauma ends and those receptors are still sitting there. So they start to crave more food. They're like what I imagine they're like, the wee birds that you see in the nest with their mouths wide open and they're looking for more food. Well, these receptors in the body are looking for more adrenaline. So even though you say, I would rather be happy, what you're actually addicted to, what your body's looking for, is more of that adrenaline. So you will see something to complain about, because complaining is a stressful thing. So then when you're stressing, you're producing those chemicals and you're feeding those receptors. So how do you stop doing that? Well, this is why you tap. Because when you are stressed, you're tapping to interrupt that pattern, that loop that you've gotten into, okay? Whatever you think, the body follows. So you're kind of caught in that loop. So when you tap, it interrupts. And then you go to a happy place, you think about something happy, and in that moment you're starting to create other chemicals, nice chemicals, serotonin and oxytocin and stuff that you would like. So what happens is that if you continuously do that, then the other receptors, the stress ones, start to atrophy, they start to drop off. And you create more of the happy receptors, and therefore you want to produce more of the happy chemicals. Does that make sense? So that's why we like complaining. That's why we want to stop, but we kind of can't stop. Because actually there's something scientifically, biologically, neurochemically going on in your body that requires you to produce those chemicals. But here's what you do. You get bigger than your mind. So even though you know that you want to complain, it feels, when I say want, I mean it's familiar and it's easier to complain. Even though that is a connection with other people, so you can complain together and both feel bad together, both produce more of those chemicals together, because unbeknownst to you, up until now, you're actually addicted to those chemicals. So when you get bigger than your mind, and you know this, when you have this knowledge, then it's a no-brainer to tap. So that even when you're feeling, oh my God, this is terrible, no, I can't tap now, I'm too in it, that's the time. Tap, because you're interrupting the pattern. You're stopping the production of those chemicals in your body, and you're getting more familiar with the happy chemicals. Does that make sense? I know on my own journey, when my life started to change, my life was actually improving, but I still kind of felt not right. So there is a period of readjusting. It percolates down until you settle down into your happy state. So the next time you find yourself wanting to complain, think about what I've said and tap. I let it go. I release the need to complain. Let it go. I let it go. I let it go. Take your mind to a happy place. Oh, I had a laugh this week. I just went to something funny happened with friends, and It just makes me laugh. So when I think about that, then I'm actually producing better chemicals. And the other chemicals, the need, the desire for the other chemicals in the body will drop off. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to set you this challenge, that's right. So I did this with my friend lately. And so I said, I'll do this with you. We're going to spend a day that we do not complain. We don't complain about anything. And you will feel the desire to complain. And now you know why you do. So notice how you know it. Tap, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Deep breath in. Go to the happy place. Think of that funny thing. Okay. And do it for a day. Maybe you could connect up with somebody else and say, okay, the two of us are going to do this for a day. No complaining for one day. And maybe even come back on this video, maybe, and sign in a comment at the bottom of it. And let me know how you get on. That might be a bit of crack. So, no complaining. And we know why no complaining. Because clever people stop complaining, even though they feel like they may want to. I hope whatever you're doing today, you're having a good one. And I am. I did notice my desire to complain today. And I stopped myself. And I hope that you can do that too. Let me know how you get on. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.